Life unscripted from prep to play. Pull up a chair, don't be late. Hands are clean, counters bright. We're cooking real.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Life Unscripted from Prep to Plate. I'm your home cook, Chef Montgomery. Last week we did an episode where we cut up a large boneless pork chop. Loved it. You saw how many we got out of that. Today we're going to make a smash burger. So we've got everything set up. We'll go through this process. Now, one thing that I did before we started today is I made my own sauce. And I'll put this, so instead of using mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and all the other stuff, I put together a really good sauce. It's got some heat to it. It's got a pickle taste to it. So I'll go through the ingredients here real quick. Now I like Duke's mayonnaise. It's really good for this recipe. Don't use Miracle Whip. I don't know why people use Miracle Whip, but okay. Use real mayonnaise. If you like Hellmann's or whatever, I prefer Duke's. I like that very much. It uses pickle juice. I didn't bring the pickle jar, so I just grabbed some juice out of the jar from home. It does use a spicy mustard. You can use Dijon. I like the stone ground mustard, the brown spicier mustard. It has honey in it. Has a little bit of garlic powder, and again, I'll put the recipe on how to make it in the this week's information down below. Paprika or smoked paprika. And then for the heat, a little Tabasco sauce. Now all of these ingredients you could use to taste. So when you mix it in a bigger bowl. I did a batch just enough for the burger and a little extra. But as you mix it up, take a separate spoon, just dab it, taste it, get rid of the spoon. Don't take the same spoon and keep putting it into the back. We don't want to contaminate when other people taste this. We don't need to give them our flavor. So I'm just going to set this to the side. That's ready to go. I've already washed my hands. My knife, as you know, is always clean and sharp. I've got my cutting board. I'm going to put on my gloves. What we're going to do real quick is we're going to cut. I like tomato and a little bit of onion on my burger. Chris is not a big fan of onion, so we'll cut back on the amount of that onion, right, Chris?
Right.
So on this tomato, I'm just going to go ahead. My knife is nice and sharp. Boom, slice through. And I like a little thicker. You cut however you decide. You can go thicker, you can go thinner. I like a nice, thick piece of tomato. Sometimes when I put it on the bun, I even add a little extra salt to it because tomatoes are just good with a little extra salt. I know some people can't do that, but I like it. So I'm going to set this guy to the side, put my tomato there. And with the onion, if you've ever noticed on an onion, the root and the top, okay? So what happens is as the onion grows, the fibers in the onion go from bottom to top, all right? So I'm just going to go ahead, cut a slice here.
Do you have to peel it first?
For today, nope, because all I'm going to do right here is I'm going to take off that peel. I'm going to separate this guy out a little bit, just break it up. As you can see, set it to the side. There's my peel. Here's the outer layer, and gone. There's the top out of the way. Now I've got my onion. We're not going to use the whole thing. And I've got my tomato. So boom, done. Look at that. We're moving along. All right. Next, what we're going to do, I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to set it to the side over here in the sink. I set it on the sink, not in the water, so that nobody sticks their hands in there. I don't forget that way. Remember, always place them on an area that you can find. I'm going to take my sauce, move it to the side there a little bit. Now, I've gone ahead and picked up a pound of hamburger, but we're not going to use that whole pound today. What we're going to do is when you're at home, when you're making burgers, what you can do is to ensure that you're going to get a consistent burger, you can use a measuring cup, about a quarter cup, and measure out your burger. Today we're just going to eyeball it. I'm going to pull some of this out. Now you can also season your burger, salt and pepper, seasonings, oregano, Italian dressings, whatever you want. I'm going to make a nice ball there. Okay, I'm going to set that right there. Put this to the side. Yes, I'm going to change my gloves here real quick, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to the side for the moment. There we go. I'm going to pull. Now this I have is an external air vent. It helps pull excess smoke from when you're cooking. I'm also going to turn on our vents here. So there we go, we've got those all on. Now, this is just a camping stove. A lot of cooking shows use these cooking stoves. They're portable, you can get around, it's easier to film with because, again, like most people point out, if you're cooking on your regular stove, well, your back is kind of turned everywhere. You can't see what's going on. So we're going to turn this on. I'm going to go ahead and get that started. I'm going to turn that down to about a medium flame. I'm going to take my pan. Now, one thing I want to talk about is with your skillets and your pans, check the handles. Grab that skillet or that pan, give it a little shake, make sure that it's not loose. If it's loose, don't use it. There's so many shows I've seen, and one of the things that people have asked me to do on the show is to demonstrate about safety. People will pick up the pan with food in it, and it'll snap and spread everywhere. The other thing you want to be aware of is that's a flame, that's heat. Never overfill your pan, because if it's a liquid or a grease and it goes over, that's heat. Fire, poof, we want to be safe, all right? So I'm going to, it's a non-stick skillet, but I'm going to use a little extra virgin olive oil just to spray in the bottom of it. Right? You'll notice I didn't do that right here. No, because it's an aerosol. As it sprays that oil, I don't want it to hit that heat and go flying. So I'm going to let that warm up a little bit. I'm going to turn on my exhaust. I'm going to wait a minute for that to get hot. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab a pair of gloves again here real quick.
So where can you get that exhaust?
I got that on Amazon. It's a Brie T exhaust fan. It has a light in here. It's got multiple speeds. And again, it pulls it straight in. Just to kind of help. I've used it at home as well. As you well know, Chris, even at home when we're cooking, sometimes when we add stuff to the stove, there's excess steam. If you're cooking, you're adding water to a skillet, all the steam. This is extra, has really been helpful. You know, and I've also watched cooking shows where people at home, some of them have gone out and have bought external vents at home, because all of a sudden you hear this beep, beep, beep. The alarm is going off behind them, and half the time the cooks will stand there and look for a minute. They'll edit, come back, it's quiet, and they'll say they turned it off and they're doing something again. And what happens? Boom, it goes off again. So what I'm going to do today is, now that that's warming up a little bit, I'm going to turn it down a little bit more, because I don't need it super hot. As you would see some of that steam coming out of there. I'm going to take my burger. I'm just going to set it to the side for the moment. I'm going to put this in my skillet. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to sizzle. We just want to leave it alone for a minute. I want to get a little caramelization going on the bottom side of that burger, and you'll already just start to see some of the smoke come out of here. I'm going to grab my spatula, because I'm going to need two, one to flatten it, then the other one, because it's a non-stick skillet. You want to use something that's a plastic or a silicone spatula, as opposed to a steel spatula in there. We don't want to scoop and scrape those out. So we're going to let that sit. All right, I'm going to take the steel and place it on the top, and I'm going to start to flatten that down. And again, what we're doing is we're going to lock in all of this moisture and stuff to this burger. We're not going to kill it, but by doing this, it gets it nice and flat. Smash burgers are the big thing now. We do them outside, we do them inside on the grills, on the griddles even. Okay. Set that there. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. While it's sitting there, like I say, you can add seasoning, salts, peppers, anything that you want to it. Right now, I don't have any.
Some right behind you.
Right behind me? Oh, there's some. So here's a salt and pepper mix. We're just gonna grab that, little grind on top. Set that to the side. We'll add a little bit more of that here in just a moment. Now what I'm looking for before I flip this, I'm making sure that I can start to see moisture around the edges. And what it's doing is it's cooking, and I can kind of just take a look here, and I can see it's starting to get brown underneath, so I want to let it sit for a moment. These really don't take that long to cook.
As opposed to a regular burger.
Right. So now I flipped it. We've got a really nice brown caramelization on here. I'm going to give it just a little more salt and pepper. I'll be right back. I'll put this over on my sink. Now for the burger today, you can use American, you can use provolone, you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. And apparently I can't get it with my glove on. Always something, isn't it? There we go. So let's reach in there with my glove. I'm going to lay that cheese, just let it right on top. Now I've turned the heat off. I don't have to leave it on any more extended period of time. And as you can see, lots of smoke from that. Cheese is starting to melt. I'm just going to let it sit there for a moment.
Is it better to do those on like a griddle than a grill? Like a Blackstone?
Yeah, I use the Blackstone outside. I love cooking outside. Air moves everything. Inside I have an electric griddle also. That's a really nice one that I cook large breakfasts on. The other bad thing about doing burgers is anything with grease, you get your glasses, they get coated with everything on there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my plate here. Scoop up my burger. One moment. Put that out of the way. Put that out of the way. Move my spatula. All right, so I've got my burger. Oh, let's grab our tray with all our goodies on it. It's a mile away. All right, so on here, I'm gonna put some of my sauce. Now what I found is with this sauce is it has so much seasoning. I don't need to add pickles because of the pickle juice. You can pull that flavor, ketchup, mustard. This is kind of an all-in-one sauce.
It does taste like you have ketchup, mustard, and pickle already on your burger.
Yes. So I'm gonna put a tomato on there. And yes, I like a little extra salt, so I'm just gonna just a little bit, sprinkle that on there, not a whole lot. I'm gonna cut back on some of the onion here. Well, let's go this route. Like this. The other nice thing about this is that we're saving money by making our own burger. With this, if I had melted butter, I could just put a little melted butter on there and use like a silicone brush, spread it on there, make it look even better. Sometimes, I didn't do it today, but most of the time I'll take the bun, put a little bit of Duke's mayonnaise on both sides, put it on the heat so that it caramelizes the undersides of the buns, so that with all the juices and everything, it doesn't soak into the bun and make the bun all mushy. I hate that. I don't know about you guys, but you grab a burger, you start eating, it just falls apart. It's just a goopy mess. Yuck. All right, so let me grab a different knife here real quick.
Other one. To your right. Above the
Oh, over here.
left. There you go.
Up here somewhere. There we go. All right. New knife. Look how tall that is as opposed to what you get.
And that's a smash burger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So we're going to cut that open. Cut that open, set this to the side. I mean, just look at that on the inside. This is not in, like what you get where the quality control is out the window. You get to control the quality, how much or what you want on your burger. We're saving a whole lot of money. We just made a trip the other day, the two of us did, and it was almost $24 for a couple burgers, a fry, and a drink. I'm saving a whole lot of money on this. Hey, why don't you put your head? Come on over here, Chris, real quick. Everybody can see you. You can say hi to everybody. Say hi.
hi everyone.
Go ahead and pick that up. We're gonna give these a taste test here.
Ooh. It's good.
Okay.
That was good.
That is juicy, fresh burger. Looks like it's falling apart on you.
I know.
Fresh burger, everything. That sauce is amazing. Again, I like a little heat, so you can take and add a little more Tabasco sauce to it, a little more pickle juice, whatever you want. That's the cool thing about making your own sauces, is you can add or take away whatever you want. Same way with the seasonings on that burger. It's falling apart here. Yep, thanks. Falling apart there, but as you can see, it's just so much better. I've made it. I know what the ingredients are. I know what's gone into my meal. That's a big part of cooking at home. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I'll be putting the ingredients and how to make the sauce. As you can see, it's a really nice Mayo type, nice sauce. You can make a larger batch of this. And I was just telling Chris a while ago, I need to get like a plastic squeeze bottle, make a big batch, put it in there, stick it in the fridge, so I've got it every time. So that's it. Smash burger, easy, simple to make. Bun, cheese, again, whatever you want. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, you can find us on YouTube under Life Unscripted, From Prep to Plate. You can find our other podcasts that Chris and I have under Life Unscripted with Morgan and Chris on Spotify. So give us a listen, give us a like, a share, a comment, leave them. We're looking forward to them. I know we're just getting started, so we're all excited. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.
Don't be late. Hands are clean.